Welcome to Hey, It's Carly Rae's Book Club. This is Book Hour, where authors will talk their latest novels, reveal their writing process, and play some fun book games. I'm your host, Carly Rae. Today, we have the author and artist of New York Times bestselling series Teen Titans Beast Boy, Kami Garcia and Gabriel Picolo. We're going to be talking about their new graphic novel, Teen Titans Beast Boy, their creative collaboration process, as well as finding out how well they know each other, and if there will be another Teen Titans graphic novels in the making. We'll be right back after this. So hello, Cammy and Gabriel. Tell us where you guys are joining us from.
I'm in Washington, D.C., right outside of Washington, D.C. in Annapolis.
And Gabriel?
I'm in São Paulo, Brazil, the biggest city here in Brazil.
Wow. Well, I think you're our farthest guest that we've had on Book Hour, Gabriel.
That's cool.
Yeah. And Cammy, you are the writer, and Gabriel, you are the artist behind Teen Titans Beast Boy. And here's a close-up of the cover of this amazing new graphic novel. Beast Boy takes the readers on a journey of discovering who you are and accepting oneself, while also showing us how important true friendship is. Cammy, how did you come up with your story of Beast Boy?
Well, the first book in the series is Teen Titans Raven, and they're both origin stories, kind of about how the characters who are, we think in the beginning are just regular teens, how they get their powers. And so with Beast Boy, I really just looked at, who he is as a character. And by the time I started writing, I was already working with Gabriel. And Beast Boy is his favorite Titan. So I was able to kind of pick his brain.
And Gabriel, did you have to wait to read Cammy's story, or did you always have a vision for illustrating Beast Boy?
A little bit, because whenever I'm creating the characters that are going, I develop the characters that are going to be on the comic, Cammy gets all these ideas just from seeing the drawings.
That's really cool. And you both put such an original twist on Teen Titans and the character of Beast Boy. Cammy, was it difficult imagining a new backdrop for the character of Garfield Logan?
Not really. What the tricky thing was how to make his powers, like the fact that he transforms into animals, how to make that a little more grounded, because the series the premise is kind of he could be at your school, he could be anyone. So we can't just have him turning into animals randomly at school where everyone can see. So the trick was how to show his powers emerging. So we see him kind of channeling animal powers before he transforms, and then figuring out how do those transformations work in a way kind of Clark Kent and Superman, so he can go and switch in secret a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And Gabriel, did you always imagine drawing the Teen Titans characters as regular teenagers?
Not for DC officially. I've been drawing them as fan art on my social media before I started working with DC. But for that to actually become a real thing, to become my actual job, is pretty wild. I still can't believe it, that I draw these characters for a living.
Yeah. And something I am curious about is if you both were Teen Titans fans before being approached to create this graphic novels for DC Comics. Cammy, did you watch episode after episode to get into the zone of hearing these characters' voices?
Not really. I was already a fan. Like Gabriel, I really love the animated series from the 90s. And then I will also watch Teen Titans Go because I have kids and they're teens now. But when they were younger, Teen Titans Go was the thing. Yeah. And I had read comics also, but I was a fan. Raven is my favorite. And I also love Beast Boy. And so, yeah, I was a fan. I think for me, at least, it would be hard to write something that I didn't love, to write in another kind of, sandbox of somebody else's world if I don't love the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. And Gabriel, did you study the original Teen Titans for inspiration in illustrating Beast Boy?
I think I just have the designs and the episodes by heart at this point, because I rewatch the show every now and then, so they're always in the back of my head.
Yeah, and there are clips on YouTube. I was on there watching them as well.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. It ages very well.
Yeah.
Yes, and now in previous interviews, Cammy, you said Raven was your favorite character, as you said, and Gabriel Beast Boy is yours. Cammy, was writing Raven easier than writing Beast Boy?
In the beginning, I mean, Raven, I felt like I really knew her character. I identify with her a lot, and I thought Beast Boy would be really hard to write. And kind of like getting going was a little harder, but once I started, it was actually really easy because Gabriel designs the characters before I write. We like do it together and he sends them to me. So once I start writing, I already know what they look like. So, you know, and then once I get pages back, like, you know, I'll be ahead of him, but I'll still start getting finished pages. It's like the character just looks like a real person to me, and they kind of have a personality. And once you see that as a writer, at least for me, it's very easy. Then it just kind of flows because I know who I'm writing about.
Yeah. So you get the illustrations and then you do the writing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I write first, but I'm writing ahead. So like he might be on like page 5 and I'm on like page 40. But it's kind of like once I get those first few, you know, pages of art back, it's like after that point, it just goes really easy because I feel like Gabriel makes them kind of come to life. So like once I see them doing their thing, I'm like, I can totally write him.
Yeah. And now, Gabriel, did you find it more fun drawing Beast Boy? Were you giving Cammy ideas for the story?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because it's my favorite character. So it's of course I was going to have more fun drawing him, but also because I had the experience on Raven, so I was much more having fun on this book than learning how to actually work through the graphic novel process.
Now, you heard Cammy and Gabriel. We'll be right back after watching the exclusive DC Comics Beast Boy trailer to get a closer look at how they became a best-selling author and Insta-famous artist.
My name is Gar Logan. Senior year is almost over and I haven't done a single thing on my bucket list. I'm going to pull off an epic stunt that nobody will ever forget. But, you see, something weird is sort of happening. I can transform into animals. Any animal that I want. It's true. Being different isn't so bad. It's actually pretty cool. So, now that we're friends, call me Beast Boy.
We are back with Book Hour. I'm your host, Carly Rae, here with best-selling author Kami Garcia and Insta-famous artist Gabriel Picolo. Cammy, something people may not realize is you were a teacher and reading specialist. You recently said in your interview with Blue Willow Books that anyone can read the graphic novel Beast Boy due to the illustrations helping the story along. Is being a reading specialist what first drew you to dive into graphic novels because it allows readers with dyslexia, for example, have an easier time following along with the story?
I mean, I'm a graphic novel fan, so getting to write a graphic novel was pretty exciting on its own. But I do, as a teacher, I used graphic novels a lot in my classroom. And also I would give them to my students who maybe, you know, either had dyslexia or, you know, I have ADHD. You know, sometimes kids just have trouble sitting down and reading a giant book that's just all text. But if they have a graphic novel, you know, they can totally stay focused on it. So I liked the idea also of writing something that I knew could get, you know, maybe a kid that didn't like reading yet excited about reading. Yeah. And that's also a fun reason why, you know, doing the Titans, because it's like they can see the Titans, the animated series or on a movie or a show and then be like, you know, I'll want to read that book because I know the character.
Yeah.
And that makes it fun.
Yeah. And people always say it takes a little bit of luck to get where you are. Gabriel, your luck came when your amazing art was discovered on Pinterest, of all social media outlets, by DC Comics. When you first got the email inviting you to join Cammy on Teen Titans graphic novel, you didn't believe it and didn't respond to the email.
Yeah.
Was it always your dream to write for DC? Was creating a graphic novel for Teen Titans your ultimate goal?
Yeah, absolutely. It was like I said, it's still surreal for me to be on a project with DC and have that sort of freedom to create the character, to make the character the way that I envision it, the way that Cami envisions the character. So I remember when they sent me the first email, the first contact email, it was just way too good to be true, because I was drawing Teen Titans fan art throughout that whole year. And then by the end of the year, they sent me the email, and they had this logo at the end of the email. I was like, no way someone at DC uses that logo that big on their email. And then I just scrapped the email, and they kept sending it until I responded.
Yeah, that's a good thing they kept sending it.
Yeah, right.
I kept checking, and they kept saying, no, he hasn't responded yet.
Now, Cami, how did you know that you would work well with Gabriel? You seem to like yin and yang, able to understand each other very well. Is that something that started at the beginning, or has it come with writing now 2 graphic novels?
I mean, I didn't know. I knew looking at I knew I wanted somebody. I knew I wanted the art to be very accessible and relatable, and somebody whose like art would be, like inspire and make teens excited. And when I saw his art, I knew he could totally do that. So I felt like we would have a similar vision for the story, but which was true, because I liked what he was doing already. So I knew I wasn't going to ask him to like, okay, I know what you're doing now, forget what you're doing, and you're going to do something different. It was going to be like, do a cool new version of what you already do. But I didn't know that we'd get along. I mean, he could have been like a big pain, instead of super nice. Like, who knows? But I feel like whenever you're going to have a partner, when, like a collaboration creatively, the first step is like find somebody who has the same vision, who's excited about the thing you're excited about. Yeah. So that was like half the battle. And we've always gotten along. I mean, I think it was easier to do the second one because both of us felt like we knew what we were doing. Because it was also my first graphic novel. So it's not like either of us was an expert and we could ask the other one for help. We were both figuring it out. But I think that's also makes you kind of like more of a team because we're both figuring it out together and making mistakes and, doing our best.
Yeah, you guys can grow together too.
Totally.
Yeah. Now, what I found really interesting, Gabriel, is recently Cami mentioned you use an iPad to craft all of your characters when you draw. It's all done electronically. How did that come about? Did you learn to draw with a pen and paper and then move on to doing it electronically?
Yes, I started drawing on paper and then I started drawing digitally by 2015, I think. I remember I bought my first tablet using my allowances money. It was a very cheap one, and then I learned to draw digitally. But it really changed when I changed my equipment into a display, which is the one that I use right now. It's not exactly the iPad, it's the Wacom, which is a little bit heavier. Like I can't carry it around anymore because it has to stay at my studio, and it really improved my work. I think it improves in the sense of making it faster. Because if you're doing it traditionally, you can make a mistake and then you can properly erase it. You would have to use digital media to erase that mistake.
Now, how long does it take you to typically do a drawing?
It depends. Depends on how complex it is. Because if we're talking like a single drawing, a single character, I can do it in like 1 hour maybe. But if we're talking about a whole page, which has like panels and lots of stuff happening in environments and characters, then that can take me a whole day to finish.
Okay. Wow. Well, I don't think I could ever attempt to do that. We will be right back after this to play Would You Ever with Cami and Gabriel, as well as see how well these two co-authors know each other.
Coffee. The liquid that helps us start our day or keeps us going at 2 p.m. when our keyboard pillow now comes calling. At Fire Department Coffee, we know how important it is to you that your coffee tastes great. Because let's face it, when you're choking down 8 to 10 cups of bean juice a day running back-to-back calls, or just trying to keep your wits together while your well-behaved children tug at every last strand of your sanity, we want to make sure that every last drop in your mug is the best coffee you've ever tasted.
Who are you talking to?
That's why at Fire Department Coffee, every stage of your order is watched after by carefully trained professional eyes, like our head roaster, retired fire captain Dave McWhip. Dave! From our R&D department that's always striving to make sure that your next cup of fire department coffee is the perfect balance of wonderful taste and the caffeinated motivation that you need to get through your day.
There has got to be a better way of testing this.
Probably. Making sure that you get your orders delivered to you as quickly and affordably as possible. Hey, Doris, you know you're the only lady I hand deliver to.
Oh, thank you, Jason. I was wondering if you can help me. I think my cat is stuck in the attic again.
Are you sure he's up here, Doris? It's really hot. I can't see anything.
Oh, I'm sure he's still up there. Why don't you take off your shirt? You wouldn't want to overheat.
Not falling again for that, Doris. And at the end of the day, we're just thankful that we get to follow our passion of making high-quality coffee for thousands of hardworking people all across the world. So thank you for your support, and we look forward to making each and every one of your days better, one cup of coffee at a time.
Cut.
Woo! Good job, guys. Very, very nice. Smooth.
A lady named Doris just ordered a couple bags of coffee and asked for it to be delivered by her steamy ginger firefighter.
Oh, that lady is relentless.
We are back with Book Hour, and it is game time. And the first game we're going to play is Would You Ever with Cami and Gabriel. So first up, Cami, would you ever go bungee jumping?
No. I'm totally scared of heights. I would never, and I don't want to die. So I would never consider that for either reason. No.
Gabriel, would you ever open a restaurant?
No, because I have no expertise in anything regarding cooking. Like, I don't cook for myself ever.
But you could design the menus.
Maybe I could do the art. Yeah, maybe. I could be talked to. So that's the answer. That's the final answer.
Cami, would you ever write a romance novel?
I have written romance novels.
You have?
But I have a romance novel called Broken Beautiful Hearts, and I have one called The Lovely Reckless that are both contemporary, and then pretty much all my paranormal, most of them have some romance.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I was going to say that, yeah. Gabriel, would you ever do custom drawings?
What do you mean by custom drawings? Like
say Cami or I went to you and said, hey, we want you to draw us in like a character. Oh,
yeah, sure. Like this is, I usually do as gifts for friends, but like I don't do commission drawings anymore because it's a lot of time. It doesn't, I can't fit that into my schedule. So yeah. I can do that, but only for friends.
Yeah. Cami, would you ever backpack through Europe?
Only if it was like glamping, not like with a real backpack. I would like go around Europe, like backpack from hotel to hotel. But I don't like sleeping outside, and I don't like bugs.
Yeah. Gabriel, would you ever open your own art school?
Well, that's interesting. I've never ever considered that. Maybe because I've done a workshop once and it was really, really nice. I will totally do it again. But I don't know about a whole school, but I will do workshops more often.
Okay. Now we're going to see how well you two know each other. Cami, you're first. Does Gabriel prefer Batman or Superman?
Oh,
Batman?
But no,
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Favorite though. He prefers Super Sons.
Okay. Gabriel, what is Cami's favorite thing to draw?
I don't know. She actually does good drawings. She uses mixed media because I've seen them. I've seen paintings on her when I was at her house, but they were like abstract. They were not. Yeah. They were not exactly like they were not landscape and not. Yeah. So I'm leaving the answer like that. Like she draws abstract.
Okay. Cami, how many Instagram followers does Gabriel have?
The last time I checked, he had like 2.5, but I think he's getting closer to 3 million now.
Yes, I followed you. I gave you another follow, so you're almost at that big 3 million.
Yeah. Almost. It is 2.8.
Okay. And Gabriel, what profession was Cami in before she became an author?
She was a teacher for a couple of years.
And then Cami, what's Gabriel's favorite color?
Well, I don't know. Because, I mean, is it really green?
Yeah, it is. I am that basic. I know
he likes green because of Beast Boy, but I didn't know if it was like his real favorite color he would wear all the time.
It's totally green, but like usually a more less saturated green, like let's say military green, you know?
Yeah. Like
you can add a little green to your hair, and then you'll really match the cover.
Yeah.
But the coronavirus, he couldn't go to the place to dye it. Like he doesn't know how to do it himself.
Yeah.
Gabriel, what is Cammy's favorite city in the whole wide world?
You've been to it.
Oh, so it's New Orleans.
New Orleans is my favorite city you would know of for sure, U.S.
Okay. Which one is it actually?
New Orleans is my favorite city in the U.S.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have a favorite city in the world, but I love Italy. I've been to Rome, and I loved Rome.
Yeah.
But like,
nice.
But in the U.S., it's totally, I love New Orleans.
It's super charming. I love that city so
that's
much.
why I picked it for, you know, you to draw for the first one, because I knew it's so pretty and fun to look at.
Yeah.
Did you take him on a tour?
No,
Sorry?
we went on a tour with our friend Elise Arden, who's doing an upcoming book. It's called Zatanna, Jewel of Gravesend. She lives in New Orleans, and she took Gabriel on a tour.
Yeah, she took me pretty much everywhere. Café du Monde was amazing.
Did you go to the French Quarter? I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was daytime, so it wasn't too busy.
Yeah.
But he went to a lot of places he drew, so she showed him, like, so he could see how, you know, how well, because he really did a great job of drawing the places.
Yeah, capturing the landscape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I will say you guys do know each other. Now, I do want to thank each of you for appearing on Book Hour. Cami, I personally find your writing inspiring, and I remember the first time I read Beautiful Creatures, along with the first time I read Raven. How does it feel being a best-selling author? Any advice to those watching right now?
I mean, it's great. Mostly, you know, best-selling just because it means, like, people are reading. I want people to read the books. And the more people who read them, the happier that makes me. I mean, my best writing advice, you know, I became an author by accident. My best writing advice is, number one, learn how to finish. Even if you write something and it's not great, like, learn how to finish, because if you can't finish a book, you're never going to be able to publish a book. And my other advice is just, you know, don't give up and don't get discouraged. Like, just because some people tell you it's going to be too hard or you can't do it, or they don't like your, you know, your writing. A lot of people don't like my writing. Writing is very, you know, enjoying someone's writing and someone's art is very subjective.
Yeah.
So just keep at it and trying to improve and don't give up.
That's really great advice. And now, Gabriel, for many of us who are fans of yours, you are basically an American dream here when it comes to breaking into the artist industry and living the artist dream. You have millions of followers on social media. Does it seem real? Do you still believe all the comments and messages you get when you log into your accounts?
I love when I get messages. I really try to keep up, but it hasn't been possible for a while now. Ever since I reached 1 million followers, it's just not possible anymore to keep track of the messages. But I love it. It always makes my day to just open my social media, and I actually try to take time to do exactly that. Like open it and then open the DMs and try to read them all. People sending me pictures of the book that they just bought. That always makes my day.
Yeah.
I can't always read that, but if people tag me on Instagram,
yeah.
I can't reply. I try to look at the cosplays and the pictures of the book and everything.
Yeah.
I always like to send at least send some hearts and some emojis like, hey, I see this. Thank you so much for sending this kind of stuff.
I'm sure that makes everybody's day too. They probably love that.
I hope so.
Now tell viewers where they can get a copy of Beast Boy and where they can follow each of you.
So Beast Boy is basically available anywhere books are sold. If you go to CamiGarcia.com, I have a page for the book. So you can click on it and it has links, you know, independent bookstores, some Walmarts, Target, Amazon, Cosmicology, like all the places. And your library, a lot of libraries have it. And I am my name, Kami Garcia, on pretty much everywhere, on especially Instagram and Twitter. I'm just my name. But if you search my name, it's usually my picture, so you can figure out if it's me.
Okay. And then Gabriel?
Same for me. You can find me anywhere as Gabriel Picolo. Just type it there and probably have a social media account there.
And now, before we leave you, I want to know if there's going to be another Teen Titans graphic novel coming soon.
There is. The next one is called Teen Titans Beast Boy Loves Raven. And there is a preview. Gabriel, where can they find the preview, the sample pages of Beast Boy Loves Raven?
You can find the preview at the back of Beast Boy. So you should totally get it because it's going to take a while until the book is out.
Now you heard them. Beast Boy Loves Raven is going to be the next graphic novel in the series. And I, for one, am really excited to read it. Thank you both for being on Book Hour. And for those watching, I hope you have a great day.